welcome to my early morning Tuesday stream. I said if I was up a little bit earlier than 9 a.m. and had coffee on me, I'd start early, so starting about 9 minutes early. I couldn't get as up and as awake as I wanted to start earlier. Lots to do. I've got to finish one of the God of Mischief, so the picture is right there towards the left, and then I need to finish off my one more Japanese wood spirit. I just finished adding on the borders last night. I was able to come home after my husband's softball game and work for about an hour. So I finished up, as you can see, there's no strips back here. I finished up what I was working on yesterday. Still have to lay out the last 3 rows. And I need to finish up the borders on this. And then I need to take a look at all of the quilts I need to pin today, make sure they have corresponding backs. And if I have time, I will start on dice backs. Yeah, so like I said, lots to do. I don't think I'll get to dice backs, but I might. I hope. I may change my Thursday stream. I haven't decided yet. I've got it set for an evening stream, but I may do an afternoon. Apparently, I found out this is the last week of softball. So if I want to go see his Thursday team, I've got to go on Thursday. But that means starting next week, when I'm here home in Canada in my studio, I can stream even more because I don't have to go to softball in the evening, at least until ringette starts up again. George plays ringette, so I've got to do all the ringette things. So yeah, so let's get started. Let me get the music going. Let's see, Spotify, play. My iron is good. Yep. All right. So I'm going to start by laying out the last 3 rows. I finish that. And then because I'm going to have all this extra fabric, I don't want it there whenever I'm working on my backings. So I'm actually going to set it all aside and then leave it there. Let's see. There's that one. Okay. That's towards the black. So we need to go towards the black twice. Black. Towards the black. Towards the black with gold. Two of these. 2. Black on top. And hopefully I won't have to, I can move fast enough without messing anything up like I did yesterday. Okay, that's towards the black. So I need to go towards the black again. And then towards the black with a black and gold. This way. Alright, now, in this case, these are the last 3 rows. This one, arrows are pointing to the right. So I want the seams to be ironed to the right. So I pick up the right piece, flip it up over the left, and pin it in place. So when I first started designing pixel quilts, and doing this, I actually did it a little bit differently. I did not lay it out and pin it this way. I laid it all out, and then I pinned it so that I could iron it, but then instead of leaving it in a certain order, I would lay all the pieces back out again. So if you make one of my patterns, if that's the way that you do it, that is perfectly acceptable. Just sit and lay all those pieces out, just to make sure you're not sewing any pieces the wrong way. Hey USA Chan, how are you this morning? Okay, this is the next to last row. Alright, this is towards the black, so we need to go towards the black with the gold. Towards the background. Nope, I only have these pieces left, so I need to re-iron this piece. Because it needs to go towards the background, not towards the black. And gold. I am doing great today. I am in crunch mode because of the local Comic-Con this Saturday. Now, I'm not going to sell a whole lot because it's a smaller convention. It's my local con. But still want to make sure that I have a good selection of everything so people can see what I do. Oh, nope, not that one. So I'm in crunch to get things done. Towards the gold. That's this one. And there. Towards the black. Alright, so this row seems to be pointing to the left. So I'm taking the left piece, flipping it up over the right, and ironing it in place. I hope I get the dice bags today. There's a lot of work to do with those. So tomorrow's stream, I am going to change it. Tomorrow's going to be a quilting stream. Oh, hi Hannah, how are you today? Alright, last row. And I've got one of these made. Okay, this is towards the background, so I need to go towards the gold. I am doing fantastic this morning. How are you doing? Towards the black. I was just telling USA Chan that I am in crunch mode because I really, really want to get a bunch of stuff done. Nope, this way. Towards the black. Towards the gold. Okay, and then that's towards the gold, so this needs to go towards the background. And single background. Good. Okay. Oh, that it doesn't make a difference. Now in this case, the last row seams are pointing to the right. So I'm just picking up the right piece, flipping it up over the left piece, and pinning it into place. Yes, it was like that. No. 1, 2 is like this. Okay, right over left. See, and that's how I would have made a mistake. No, if you just Google it. So go to my YouTube channel. If you do exclamation YouTube, it'll bring you right to the channel. So go to the channel, and within my channel, search for pinning. I believe that was one of the keywords that I used. P-I-N-N-I-N-G. All right, I've got all those. Let's sew these babies. Would help if I fixed my machine. The biggest drawback to using a cheap machine like this is the tension and the stitch get reset every single time. The better, more expensive machines will hold that in the programming, so when you turn it on, it's automatically the stitch that you've programmed it to be when you turn it on. You're welcome. Yeah, normally when I do my pinning, I do it like I'm going to do it this afternoon over at the Family Center. Which is, I lay everything out, and I do a whole bunch of quilts at once. I can't do that whenever I'm doing it out of a living room or something like that. I don't have that big, huge space. So that video was the time I was at my parents' house, and I decided to show you guys how I do pinning. Now, if I do if I have any to pin while I'm at their house between New York Comic Con and TwitchCon, because there's going to be about a week between New York Comic Con and TwitchCon. Technically 2 weeks, but for me a week by the time I travel back and then travel to California. I may do another pinning stream. Depends on if I have time, what I have. Because I know I have a few commission quilts that I need to get done by Christmas that I may work on while I'm at their house. Oh, good morning, Two Wolf. How are you today? I love those little hearts. Those are so cute. I know the sewing machine hype is Imperial Girl. What are the other hearts from? Are they also Imperial Girl? Yeah. I can understand the tired. Nagaski, okay. Nagaski, okay. I'll have to look at that. So I don't follow Nagaski. I'll have to take a look at it. Now, are they one of the ones that you said stop streaming because of real life issues? Like real life getting in the way? Okay. Yeah, and I could totally see that happening. Like, if I didn't do this for my living, I could totally see the real life getting in the way of streaming. Whenever I was at Too Many Games in Oaks, Pennsylvania this year, the girl next to me, I know her from conventions, so we were talking, and she's a streamer also, but she only streams on and off because of real life. Oh, that stinks. Hopefully her health gets a lot better. That is an especially good reason to have life get in the way of streaming. So tomorrow's stream, I've got, it's set from 5 to 8. I'm going to be doing a quilting stream. I'm going to redo my 2 days. Because you're interactive. Yeah, I could see that. I'm going to change my schedule a little bit, and tomorrow's going to become a quilting stream. I've got it scheduled from 5 to 8, although I may go longer. I may go a lot longer. It all depends upon how I'm moving, what I'm working on, how much I got done. Because I still have 2 more t-shirt quilts to do. T-shirt quilts are really hard to quilt because attention has to be hyper focused. And the cotton themselves, it's hard to get through the machine, number 1. Number 2, it stretches and moves easy, so you really have to be careful. So because of that, I can only do 1 t-shirt quilt each time I do a quilting day. So I'm going to get to one tomorrow, and then Thursday, I'm thinking I'm going to continue to do the quilting, whatever I don't finish. At least get the other t-shirt quilt done, and then I'm going to start on binding. Yeah, so it's funny, super interactive, and it takes 2 days to do a bag. I was watching Bonsai Baby for a while. Talk about someone that's super interactive. No, it actually does not make a difference. If they're new t-shirts or old t-shirts, they're all the same level. It's because if you're wearing a t-shirt, if you take the t-shirt and you feel the stretchiness, it's a lot more stretchy than regular cotton fabric is. So if you take regular cotton fabric, the only way it's going to be stretchy is on the bias. T-shirts are stretchy everywhere, and so they're super hard to quilt without the stretchiness. The way a lot of quilters get around that is they use stabilizer. So they actually either iron or sew stabilizer onto the quilts, and what that does is it stabilizes the t-shirt so it's not stretchy anymore. There's a couple of different kinds of stabilizer, and so I don't like using stabilizer because I want my t-shirt quilts, the finished product, to be super soft and cuddly, just like your t-shirts are. And most stabilizer adds that extra layer in there, and it makes it become stiff. You can buy, I count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that one's gonna come out. You can buy a wash-away stabilizer. Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna talk about next. You can buy a wash-away stabilizer, but it's a little expensive. And if you use a wash-away stabilizer, so let's say if I use that in my t-shirt quilts, well, that's gonna increase my prices. So my prices for my t-shirt quilts are on my website, and they're pretty darn low. My t-shirt quilts are actually cheaper than my regular quilts because I keep the costs low. I don't have a lot of costs for the t-shirt quilts except for the stashing and the backing and the batting. I don't have to worry about picking up fabric. I normally just do a strict square design. Yeah, see, for patches you have to have stabilizer of one kind or another. There is no way to get around doing patches with embroidery without stabilizer, or else it won't work in the embroidery machine. But wash-away stabilizer is more expensive than regular stabilizer. So I like to keep my prices low, and I can do it without stabilizer. I don't need stabilizer for mine with the techniques that I do. It just takes more focus and more concentration whenever I'm quilting it. That's the only difference for me. And because of that, I can only quilt one at a time for each session. Normally, that's not an issue, but I have a commission for 7 t-shirt quilts from one person, and then I have another queen-size t-shirt quilt that's due by MagFest. So that's why I can only focus on on quilting one at a time. Now I only have 2 left for quilting. All the others are done. I was able to quilt 2 more over the weekend. Oops. I feel a pin in there somewhere. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, that one was this. Marley, leave the cat alone. The cat was upstairs and she came running down. So Marley was like, oh, you want to play with me, don't you? And he went running up to her. Marley, she will hurt you. Marley, don't. He wants to play so badly with that cat. It's funny, so I was telling, I think I was telling Hannah the other day. I was telling someone about how I got my start, and oh no, it was Elvire. I'm mostly self-taught. I took a basic class to learn the basics and to get going, and I took like 1 or 2 classes after that. Really, it's whenever I have techniques and stuff is when I want to learn new techniques, I take the classes. But because I'm mostly self-taught, as I was doing things, someone would commission me for something, and I'd be like, okay, let me figure this out now. And this is before there was tons of instructional things on social media. So when someone commissioned me for a t-shirt quilt, first one I ever made, I went, yeah, that's easy. Sure, I could do that. King size, not a problem. That one is actually the example of the non-sashed that's on my website. Oh, that's awesome. That is fantastic. I didn't know the Navy taught how to sew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I didn't know any better when I was making that t-shirt quilt. I just cut all the fabric out, sewed it all together, and then quilted it. Yeah, I was so naive. But because of that, I never used stabilizer, and it wasn't until I made my 3rd or 4th t-shirt quilt that I was talking to someone, and they said, "Oh, you don't use stabilizer? Well, then how do you do it?" And I'm like, I didn't even think about using stabilizer. I taught myself without it. One, 2, 3, 4. All right, this is now 4. Oh, that's cool. Plus you made the parachute harnesses. Do they still do that? Do they still have internal people that they teach how to do all the sewing, or do they now contract that out? That's cool. I guess that would make sense. Why contract that out and spend money whenever you have... Oops, I pinned it to the wrong one. Let's make sure that's right. Yep, that's right. Yeah, why would you contract that out whenever you have people that you can just train to do it? I mean, you've already got people in your service that you're paying. You may as well put them to use. That's awesome. Marley, stop barking. Leave the cat alone. She's drinking. She doesn't want to play. Marley is a little special. He's a very special dog. We learned right away that he's not very bright. Oh, I know. Marley! Stop it. Come here. Come here. Stop the bark. I know. I'm not going to give you anything. I know you get all excited. I know. Mwah. I know. You're a very special dog. You went in my lap because you think I'm going to give you something, don't you? Oh, you're such a special dog. I know, I'm sorry. Well, that's why my husband's like, well, when you become a partner, you need to do a whole emote things with just his face. And then when he's barking at the cat, you could... Yes. He's cute, but he's very special. He's not very bright. It's like the cat, like, swipes at him and hurts him. But he still tries to play with the cat. I know. I know, you're very special. And you're still not going to get anything. I'm purposely not hugging you to my t-shirt. Because I'm working. Oh, I know. You want hugs, don't you? Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Oh, hug, hug, hug. Mwah. Oh, yeah, you want to click on those chests. The chests are additional coins, quilt coins. So you are earning quilt coins from watching me. So if you lower right-hand part of your screen is a little guy with a little green guy with white goggles. If you click on him, he will tell you everything you can spend your quilt coins on. If you click on the spend coins or something like that. Yeah, so it's a reward system for watching me on a consistent basis. So you can save them up for gift certificates. You can save them for electronic patterns. So all the patterns on there are PDF downloads. So if you earn one, I shoot you an email with a pattern. And there's also other things, like there's Truth or Dare. I'll follow you on Instagram and Twitter. I'll follow your Twitch page. That is why I have the old cast iron Singer. 7-class sewing machine that uses 7 cord per thread. Oh, that's cool. Whenever you, Two Wolf, when you're at New York, tell Doug about that one. Because I know he's a mechanic, and he's really looking into learning to sew leather. Like his old neighbor. Hi, Nerd and Needle. I haven't talked to you for a while. How are you? Yeah, so he learned how to sew from his neighbor. So he wants to make like leather things, like leather. Oh my God. Brain. Kilts. He wants to make leather kilts, vests, boots. I think he basically wants a machine to do leather working. So that's cool. Oh, really? So Nerd and Needle, if you guys watching, especially embroidery, but if you love a sewer, follow Nerd and Needle. Can someone do a shout out for Nerd and Needle so you can get her clicked? She is fantastic. You really, really want to follow her. Yeah, so tell Doug about that too, Wolf. I'm sure he'll be super interested in what kind of machine you have. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks, Two Wolf. Yeah, so Nerd and Needle does a lot of sewing. She's got an awesome Etsy store. She also does a bunch of embroidery things. She does mostly like embroidered dice bags, which she takes to conventions that are amazing. I've seen them in person. They're sweet. So why has it been so busy, Nerd and Needle? Why has it been insane? Is it just con season, animals? Oh, and Nerd and Needle, I've got a new thing since the last time you watched. I have quilt coins, a reward system. If you haven't enabled Streamlabs at all, bottom right hand of the screen, there's a little puzzle piece. Make sure you enable it to earn them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5. So I'm going to take the top one and leave the last one. So, Nerd and Needle, do you have a con list anywhere of cons that you're going to with your stuff? And yes, that's my dog that's hacking up a lung. He must have run upstairs and drank and then came down because he drinks really fast and then chokes himself. Again, he's not very bright. Yeah, if someone does a exclamation earn coins, you can actually see all the different ways that you earn quilt coins. So it basically just rewards people for watching on a regular basis and continuing to watch for the coins. Because my goal, I want to be a partner. I'm slowing down the cons, which is quite the opposite for this. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I know you had said, I was watching your stream the other day, and you said you're changing it up to be more science-based instead of geeky-based. Which is pretty cool. Oh, yeah, Nerd and Crafts. Yeah, Nerd and Crafts is from New York. Nerd and Needle is from Tennessee? Science. Yeah, having a science base for like the embroidery and things, custom things that you do, that'd be pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm sewing these 2 rows. See how fast it goes when I only do 3 rows? Alright, this is to the right. The seams go to the left, and I've got 3 pieces. So I am going to pin them to either side of the middle. That's awesome. And the nice thing about science-y things instead of a geeky thing is there's a lot more stuff in the public domain that you don't have to worry about copyrights or trademarks. No, so there's 2 different reasons that I make quilts. The first is commission. So when you go through my YouTube, if you see the horror quilt, there's the most recent commission I've done. I also have my own pattern line. So if you look at the patterns, you can see all the different patterns that I carry. And this, the God of Mischief, is actually one of my patterns. So whenever I go to conventions, I bring my patterns and kits to sell, but then I also have finished quilts of those patterns so that you can either buy the quilts or you can see what the kit is going to look like when it's finished. So this right here is to sell at a convention with one of my patterns. And then I release new patterns every 2 months. So this is to the right. That's awesome. Now make sure if you print right onto the fabric for the transfer material, make sure there's a problem with printing onto fabric, even with the transfer stuff, that it will wash away pretty easy. So make sure that you Scotch guard it. Even if it says it's not going to wash away, Scotch guard it. Trust me. Oh, I see what you mean. So why the patterns in my line? It all depends upon, we think of patterns for the quilt pattern line through what is popular at conventions, either with pop culture, video gaming, things like that. So that's the number one reason. The number two reason is if Nicole loves it a lot. Because Nicole is the one that designs a lot of our patterns. And so it's which she is in love with is what she works on first. And there's not a lot of call for SpongeBob at conventions at all. Like, I've never had anyone at my booth ask for anything SpongeBob. So, yeah, and it's one of those things where, let's say if someone comes to my booth and they say, oh man, you should do a quilt of this. And I say, oh, I could always commission it. I could always make one on commission. Would you like to commission that? And 95% of the time they go, no, but you should do that. No. If enough people purchase a quilt that I've made before, or they commission me, so if someone commissions stuff over and over, well then I know that there's a demand for it. So that's whenever I will then have it, maybe in a pattern, or just in a quilt at a convention. If you guys, yeah, Mario is on the list of things we may do. Hey, Doug, how are you this morning? I don't know about Power Rangers. I mean, we can put that on there. Oh, yes. Okay, then that would be good too, Wolf. That would be fine. If you guys are curious, I will. Yeah, I think a lot of us are tired today for some reason. I'll actually show you guys my spreadsheet. So that's our commission spreadsheet. So that's what Nicole and I work on. No, Marley. That's what Nicole and I work on. Pop culture. I will add Power Rangers. So Power Rangers is on there. So that's the spreadsheet that whenever Nicole gets a creative bug for designing, because I can do, let's say if someone commissions me something, and they've got something to work off of, I've got a base to work off of. So like the commission that I'm doing right now, which is, hey, stop. No more. People are wearing headphones. Leave the cat alone. The Maleficent king size quilt that I'm doing, all I did was I took the Maleficent from the movies, dropped it into the to the pattern maker, so it's a cross stitch pattern maker, and then cleaned it up and moved it and played with it and did a whole bunch of things. I could not pattern that because I took an image from the movie, but I can do that as a commission. Original sprites that are not based upon anything, where she starts completely from scratch with just her brain, those Nicole does. And that's what she does for the pattern line. I know, right? Marley, come here. Honey, come here. Whenever I make partner, that's probably the first line of emotes I'm going to do is his face. Because, I mean, not only is it a cute face. Sit. Look at me. Sit. Sit. I know, we're still working on sit. There we go. Not only does he have a cute face, but he's constantly barking at the cat. It's a little annoying. And this looks good. Fantastic. Okay, so that's to the right. So this needs to go to the left. And that all lines up. So there's two reasons why we do patterns. Number one is it's it may be popular and people are asking for it. People are either asking for finished quilts of it or they're asking for patterns. And the second is inspiration. So that's the spreadsheet that we look at, and whenever Nicole sits down to do design work, she looks at that spreadsheet, and if anything comes to her mind of, oh, I've got an idea for this, then she does it. So she's been trying to work on a Breath of the Wild link since February. She's having issues. She's having problems getting it into that small little space for design work. Now, it would be amazing. It would sell like hotcakes. Everyone would love it. But she may not ever be able to do it just because of the limited space of pixels. And something we're going to start doing probably at MagFest, which is in January, is giving away a free single page pattern. So it'll be available on my site, as well as printed off and handed out at conventions. Yeah, it takes a special kind of person that's able to do pixel art. So having Nicole do that stuff is pretty amazing. Okay, now I put the dog in my chair, so I can't sit. Hi, you're very cute. Here, tell you what, I'm gonna move you back. We're gonna put you right here. Oh, no, oh, Marley, I was gonna have you up here. This is one way to make sure he doesn't ever bark at the cat. I was going to get my other chair and bring it over. All right, that's fine. Rows are done. Now it's time for my favorite part of quilting, assembling rows. I'll see you later, Neato. Thanks for popping by. Oh yeah, no, the Googles are stinking cute. They're from Final Fantasy. Yeah, no, they're cute. Alright, favorite part, because you can actually see the pictures start to come together. Alright. I've already sewed these whenever I was combining the others, so I'm just going to iron it. Okay, oh, you know what? Let me clean all this up. So all I'm doing, here I'll do it right here, all I'm doing is I'm stacking all of my pieces in a way to where I can easily separate them. There we go, and I'm going to take this whole stack and set it aside, and then that way I can just grab the whole stack and lay it out again. Yeah, oh, and especially at cons because you've got all the Ghostbuster stuff. The problem, we've been thinking about Star Wars, but the problem is doing something in Star Wars that's going to be pixelated, that's not going to break any trademark or copyright laws. So that's why we were thinking of doing a BB-8, because like a BB-8 or an R2-D2. Like, I personally would rather do R2-D2. But I have not been getting any requests for R2-D2 at all. Like, I have had this amazing R2-D2 fabric for pillows and dice bags, and it almost never sells. So I guess everyone's over R2-D2, and they're all about BB-8. This way. Okay. Yeah, see, I've never got any requests at all for that either. Lightsabers is a copyrighted thing. I cannot do lightsabers at all. And then, yeah, no, the mouse droids. No one's ever wanted me to make anything with the mouse droids. I've never been asked. Same thing with R2-D2. Now, we get requests all the time for BB-8. So that's why we're thinking if we do anything Star Wars, it would be BB-8. Yeah, they actually have, if you search Star Wars trademarks, there's a bunch of things that they carry trademarks for, including the lightsabers. Like, there is a company that makes lightsabers, but they're called something completely different. I can't think of what they're called. Power Saber. It's something saber, and saber's spelled differently. And instead of S-A-B-E-R, it's S-A-B-R-E. Oh, I think I need water. My steam is not working as well. Oh yeah, much better. Now, there are some quilters out there that tell you never use steam, because when you use steam, it stretches the fabric. I personally like using steam, and I'm just super careful. I'm going to have to move this over a little bit. I'm just super careful whenever I'm at Marley. Hey. He comes running over the smile on his face like, I know, isn't it great? I like to use steam because it gives me crisper seams, so it's easier to nest those seams. No, Marley, hey, don't think about it. But I've got to be super careful. I do not stretch that fabric. Hey, come here. That's it. Up. Stay. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Stay there. No, I do not wash my fabric. So whenever you are making something, either everything has to be washed or nothing is washed. I take mine directly off the bolt a lot of times, and I cut it right off the bolt. So because of that, none of mine is washed. The only time I wash my fabric before a project is if I'm using hand-dyed fabric or certain batiks that could possibly run when you put them in the washer for the first time. And in that case, I use a special cleansing wash that I actually put in with the fabric, and it actually pulls out all that extra dye. And in that case, I would cut the fabric that I need for that project and then wash it. Now, I do wash my quilts before I take them. Marlene. I do wash my quilts before I take them to conventions. So they are washed just after I've made them. I was telling Iron Bands Graham yesterday. I was watching her stream yesterday before I started streaming. No, it depends on the fabrics. So Modas won't run. Robert Kaufman won't run. It's batiks. Batiks, hand dyes. There's some others. So anything that's hand-dyed or anything that's a batik may run. Most fabric won't, though. Probably the easiest way to do it after you picked fabric for a project, if you're not buying it by the bolt, just wash it. Pre-wash it, that's fine. And if you don't want to pre-wash, good. If you do not want to pre-wash it, if you don't have to, then just Google the brand of fabric and Google it if the color will run. Yeah, exactly. So now the dark green fabric, what kind of fabric was it? Was it a hand-dyed fabric or was it a batik? Oh. What brand was it? That sucks whenever you have people that own businesses that know nothing about the business. Like, know nothing about their products that they're selling. You really should know about the products that you're selling. She orders some stuff from the USA. Well, no, she should have, she should know the brand. So whenever you go to buy it, it should be right on the bolt. It should be the brand name of where she got it from. Because when you order fabric, it doesn't come just folded up and sent to you. It comes on a bolt with a name on it. Unless she's buying hand-dyed from something specific. And in that case, just ask, where did you buy it from? So if it's cherrywood, which is amazing, gorgeous fabric, it's a company based out of Chicago, Illinois. No, it's not Chicago, one of the suburbs of Chicago, but they're in Illinois. amazing fabrics, but they're hand dyed, so they have to be washed before you use them, unless you're putting in an art quilt that'll never be washed. Oh, you know what you should do, Hannah? You should ask her if she goes to market at all in the States, because market is the industry convention for professional quilters and quilt shop owners. So there's people from all around the world that actually will go to that convention. Oh, then she wouldn't go to market then. Oh, okay. So it's more, the cotton fabric is more of as a non-thought. Okay, Marley, no. Okay, so I get it now. So she cares more about the sewing fabrics and clothing fabrics. Yep. Yeah, and just tell her that you've been watching me, and my suggestion for washing is just a bunch of different things, and for brands, for things like that. And it's important that you know the brand name of your fabrics. So even if she could write the name on the cardboard whenever she orders it and brings it in, because she has to know something, because she orders it someplace. So it's got to tell her the brand name. Yeah. So it might be an upholstery place, number one, or sewing, or yeah. It's awesome. And let her know if she doesn't know brands to order, or companies or fabrics or things. Feel free to ask me, and I can give you some names of some companies and some brand names and things that I suggest for her to order for cotton fabrics, especially blenders, because cotton blenders work so well in so many different things and not just in quilting. I talk with other quilt professionals all the time about where our market is going, because there's a lot of criticism. No, unfortunately you cannot get a private person order from the companies. The companies will only sell wholesale because they have minimums. You have to pay a minimum amount each year in order to buy from them. And there are wholesale companies that she can get with and that she can get an account with. So as long as you have the minimum with that company, not necessarily a minimum with each company, that would probably work better. So like with Moda, with my account with Moda, I have to spend a certain amount each year in order to keep my wholesale account open with them. Oh, you've got to play adult. Thanks for popping in too, Wolf. I hope you get all of your errands done, so you don't have to play adult tomorrow or afterwards. I agree. It is hard being an adult. It's funny, we don't realize when we're kids how good we have it. We just want to be an adult to make our own decisions and this and this. Yeah. Making your own decisions comes lots of responsibility. Oops. My thread broke. Come on. My thread was caught in there, so I had to pull it out to make sure that I got everything. Now, because I am rethreading this, I do have to check the tension, especially on the bottom. Just to make sure it is good. So the last thing I did for a couple of stitches, put this new one in and check the tension. Yep, I'm good. Every now and then, whenever you rethread your sewing machine, for some reason the thread may get caught on something and then your tension's off. So anytime you rethread it, whether it's the top thread or the bobbin thread, always double check your tension. You know what? I can move this because I am done with you. You can go all the way over there out of my way. So after I finish assembling the God of Mischief, I will put borders on him. And then after I put borders on him, I will trim the borders off of one of the Japanese wood spirits. And then I'll cut backing. Now, whenever you're ironing rows, it honestly does not make a difference which way you iron your rows. If you like to iron your seams open, at this point you can iron them open. So you can keep it ironing to one side or iron them open, completely up to you. He is coming along. Oh, the 200 follower reward for the quilt kit. If that happens while I'm on tour, I will still come back on and do a stream to do the giveaway. Marley. Cat just had a hairball. And Marley's staring. Cat! No. The cat was puking. The cat doesn't want to play with you. Hey, come here. Stop. I know I love you. Stop. Hestia. Hey. You, over here. Oh, get. Silly deaf cats. Marley, leave her be. She's debating on going upstairs. If she does that, then Marley will probably go and try to play with her. Yeah, I know, right? I'm just glad she didn't do it on camera. Oh, there she goes. See, this is why I was thinking that Marley would like a puppy. Or not puppy, Marley would like a kitten to play with. Because a kitten would play with him. So, my husband said the reason that he said no to a kitten on Sunday was he's afraid for Alfred. Because Alfred is so tiny, he's afraid a cat would hurt him. And I'm like, the cat doesn't hurt him now. He goes, that's because the cat keeps to herself. I'm like, have you had many cats in your life? Because no, she's the first one. Okay, cats keep to themselves. Kittens will bother you and play with you and love and everything. But once they grow into cats, most of the times they don't care. They do their own thing. I know, right? They bring such joy and frustration into our lives. I had a friend of mine from Iran, and he just couldn't understand that we kept animals in the house. Because apparently the culture that he came from, animals belong outside. If you have a dog or a cat, they belong outside. Like, you don't have animals in the house. I like how my cat cam is just like an empty cat tree cam. Not necessarily. Oh, that's a good idea. I should make a cat plushie and stick it there when she's not there. That's awesome. Okay, I'll think about that. I've got a plushie pattern. No, it's not necessarily cruel because if you have if you have a structure outside built for the animals and it doesn't get too hot or too cold and it's perfectly fine, then that's not abuse keeping your animals outside at all. Think about horses and cows, sheep, pigs. They stay out. They don't come in the house. Although I do know someone that has a pet pig that's in the house. I like that cat plushie idea. Oh, I completely agree that they need cuddles. The animals need lots and lots of cuddles. Now, that being said, Hestia hates cuddles. She does not like being hugged. She only tolerates my husband and Jordan. She only lets them pet her now and then. Like, I can pick her up and cuddle and love and do everything else to her, and she lets me do that because apparently she is my cat. I don't want her to be my cat. I'd rather her be Mike or George's cat. But apparently she has decided that she is my cat. Alright, so I've gotten the quilt down to 2 pieces. So now I need the borders. Now in my patterns, you actually cut this in the beginning, or if you buy a kit, it comes with it. Oops. Oh, and my quilt kits do have the option of worldwide shipping. So if you purchase a kit, we will ship it anywhere. So the kits all come with this part done too. Let's see. But for me, it's easier if I just do it after. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scissors. And what I did is I cut one of my pieces in half, and I'm sewing it to a full strip because that's going to be the left and the right of my quilt. So the left and the right is too long. It's more than 42 inches. So it's too long just for a regular strip. So it needs a strip and a half. Yeah, there's a couple of different schools of thought for borders, whether you do your borders with straight piecing like that, like I just did, or if you do them on the angle. If you make your own binding, binding should always be on the angle because it needs to have a certain strength. So you always need to do that. The borders, however, I feel that it's fine doing it straight on, especially if you're dealing with patterns. And a lot of times people will put patterns into their borders. Marley, no. Hey. Hey, leave her be. Hey, she doesn't want to play, dummy. Marley, hey, come here. Come here. Ooh. Stay there. Stay. Leave the cat alone. Marley? Hey. You know he doesn't do this whenever I'm not streaming. Marley! I think... Stop it. Leave her be. Hey. Shh. Shh. You have a very, very rough, horrid bark. Oh my gosh, the first time that he barked, it scared the living daylights out of me. Because whenever when we first got him, he was so shy and afraid of everything. Now he's all like, dude, I'm gonna be vocal. And he barks a lot. Hey. No. Come here. Come here. All the way over here. No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have a mistake. Right here. And I didn't catch it before. So you see right here, this piece is flipped. It's even facing the right direction. Okay. Just making sure there's no other flip pieces, and there aren't. Alright, so this is how you fix a flip piece. First thing I want to do is take this out, so I need to... Hey! Come here. Come here. You're making me mad now. Every now and then it's fine, but you're being loud and it's annoying. Ah! No! Come here. Stay. I know you're very... He's like, look at me like, but Mama, I'm just so cute and I love you. I know, I love you. You're gonna look at a funny face in the camera? Yeah. So I got funny faces when you scratch my face. Okay, look at me. Sit. Sit. That's a good boy. Stay. Stay. Okay, first thing I need to do is undo the row. So I have to clear this, so I'm going to go about halfway in through here. I'm just glad I noticed it before I put the whole thing, before I attached this piece to that piece. Now, I can't just stop here. I've got to keep it going. Oh, nope. That's right. I haven't even freed the piece yet. There we go. I've got to keep going to about halfway through where I want to stop. Okay? So let's take out the thread. Oh, and this piece is ironed back. I want to make sure I want to iron this out flat. Trust me, it's going to help when you take the thread out, and it's going to help whenever you're putting it back together again. Alright, so let's take the thread out of this side. And out of this side. There we go. Okay, now I want to remove this piece here because this is the one that's flipped. There we go. And the iron, because that one is folded, I'm ironing it flat. Okay, and then now I'm going to flip turn this. I just love it when I flip pieces. And that one needs to be re-ironed because it's got a little piece that's going all wonky. Alright, this needs to go this way, and this seam needs to go towards the background. So I must have just really messed this up when I laid it down, because I even had the seam facing the wrong direction. Okay, and then this goes here. So first thing I want to do is I want to sew these two pieces together the correct way. My scrap fabric. I'm going to start using my scrap fabric in the chaining because I am out of pieces to sew. Alright, now I'm not going to pin this at all because I'm only sewing this one piece. And I don't have any seams, so I can eyeball it and line it up appropriately. There we go. Let's cut my scrap piece. It's actually not that much work to fix a piece. It would be more work if I would not have discovered it when I did. Alright, now I've already ironed those. Let's finish pinning it in place. Alright, so now I've got the piece down again. Whoops. Chair. Now to make sure that I sew over some of the previous things that I've done. Take the pins out. which way the seams go down. Went this way. Make sure that I iron it all the same way that I did the first one. There we go. And fixed. See, that's the way it's supposed to look. So if you flip something in a quilt, not a big deal. It's not hard to fix it at all. Let's pull out all those threads. It's figuring it out. Oh, hi, Mr. McFeely. How are you? Mr. McFeel me. I'm having issues pronunciating today. Fantastic. Oh, man. I am making the, my Loki quilts. Oh, my mod's not in here. So, I was watching you the other day. I didn't say hi because I was lurking a little bit. Mick. Whoops. No, net caps. Feel me. There we go. So there's Mr. McFeely's link. Seriously, if you don't follow him, he's freaking amazing. Cosplay magic. Magic. Yeah, I know. I was all lurky. I turned to my husband. I was like, look at this. Look at the 3D printer. Look at this. Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. And a lot of it was because I was lurking on my iPad. And typing in chat on my iPad's a pain in the butt. I like that. She's like Mr. Rogers' neighbor. Mr. Rogers' neighbor. So the guy on the left is what I'm making right now. I'm actually doing the last stitch in order to finish up the quilt, and then I'm adding on the borders. So that would be yes. He did watch Mr. Rogers, and he knows the characters. Thank you very much. You are about to see it finished. Hey, you! Leave the cat alone. Seriously, you have a shrill bark. Don't bark at the cat. Oh yeah, fantastic. And I've done a couple of Mega Man quilts. And of course I've got the pattern. You saw the pattern at when you swung by at Dragon Con, right? I don't have any on my list to make. Yeah, I thought you guys, I showed you my patterns. I've got, this is one that had sold out of the quilt at Gen Con, so I didn't have any of the physical quilts for Dragon Con. So I'm making 2, so that I have them for New York, and if I have any left over, I'll have them for TwitchCon. There we go. Scrap. There he is. Oh yeah. It's I should give my quilt spiel. I haven't given my quilt spiel in a couple of streams. No. Hey, leave the cat alone. She's sitting on top of... Oh. Alright, I'm moving the cat. You're going back into your cat thing. Yes, you need to go back on the camera. And the dog needs to stop barking at you. There. I know. Here, let's get that off. And there you are. Good kitty cat. Don't bark at the cat. So, quilt spiel. When someone, yes, I actually do. If you click exclamation point patterns, it'll give you the link for my patterns. So, see, right there, there's my Etsy. I like how you both did it. Although it's a 10-second timer, so if, I need to take the timer off for like defend and raid and things like that. Yeah, so when someone comes to me at a convention and they're looking at my patterns, the first thing out of my mouth, and I said this yesterday, is, do you sew? Well, if someone says yes, then I say, oh, great, have you ever made a quilt before? If they say no, I'll say, well, if you know how to do a 1/4 inch seam, you can make this pattern. You can do it. So I aim my patterns at cosplayers. I assume cosplayers know how to use a sewing machine, and that is it. Everything else I explain in my pattern. So I explain quilting terms. Even basic sewing terms, like what's the right side and what's the wrong side of a fabric. And I explain you use a 1/4 inch seam when quilting, and everything is stripping. So it's all, as you guys saw when I was making this, it's all 2-inch and 3.5 inch strips. In the case of the Triforce pattern being released next week, it's all 2-inch and 1 1/4 inch strips. All right, he is done. I just need to add some borders. There is my God of Mischief. Now, the biggest thing with pixel quilts, as you see how he is finished, you see how the pixels go right to that border. So if you look at this and you look at that picture on the side, you see how that extra pixel row all the way around really brings it together. It makes it look nice. It kind of frames it a little bit. That's important when you're doing pixel quilting, because not only does it look better, but adding that extra row all the way around really holds the consistency of the actual quilt itself. So if I were to pin and quilt this right now, these edges would start to come loose a little bit, and I would have some issues with some of them popping open. By adding on a border, it seals all of those edges. It makes it easier to quilt, and it frames it. Makes it look nice. Oh, so Mr. McFeely, I was doing some research last night because I want to make sure that I get a good live stream setup rig for when I do conventions, like those guys had at the meetup. So I was looking through, and I think I found a really good stabilizer, a good lens, and a good microphone. I don't think I need a light, but those other things are important. So I've got my rig all picked out. I just need to get opinions on it from a couple of people, and then I'll purchase it. So I'll probably have it at New York Comic Con, TwitchCon. I'm not going to do the toy fair. You guys are interested in the toy fair. But I'm also thinking I'm doing Renfest before New York Comic Con. I'm thinking I may live stream IRL from Renfest. Just because, you know, Renfest. And it's Pirate Weekend at freaking Renfest. How awesome is that? I freaking love Pirate Weekend. Ooh, that's that's a great idea. Yeah, because it was Rev Chumley was the one that had the meetup rig, right? I actually was talking to my mod about that. About he had to pop off to go adult, and there's some streamers that he knows that had to stop because of real life getting in the way. I am super lucky that this is what I do for a living. So I have to sew no matter what, so I may as well stream it. Yeah, I think the rig set, like all of the components, everything I was looking at was a total of like $275. So it wasn't bad at all. I was 31. Yes. So I'm 41 and I've been sewing for 10 years. So yeah, I was 31 years old. So yeah, cause I didn't start sewing until after my divorce. I went through a divorce and I found all of a sudden I had all this time on my hands. And I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? So I learned how to quilt. And I just took to it like a fish in water. I loved it. And I have never stopped since. Oh, I didn't realize we're the same age. Oh yeah. Oh no. You were definitely fine. No, I know a lot of people that didn't start sewing until they were later in age. I didn't even know how to use a sewing machine until I was 31 years old. I was always the kid growing up. I'm always a home ec. Oh, too bad it didn't take. Hey, but you can do some amazing things with that 3D printer and with some of the cosplay stuff. It's freaking awesome. So you don't necessarily have to sew. All right, what was I gonna say? Train of thought is gone. I didn't start sewing until a late age. Oh yeah, I was the kid growing up that I always wanted to play like Dungeons and Dragons. I always wanted to cosplay. I always wanted to do all sorts of things when I was growing up. But I didn't know anyone that did any of these things. Like all of my friends were into sports. Some of my friends were, like I was in the marching band. So I had a bunch of friends in the marching band, but they didn't do any of that stuff at all. And I'm just like, I want to do these things, but I don't want to do them by myself kind of stuff, right? All right, left and right borders. I sewed my daughter's Ray costume. Oh! Do you have a picture? I want to see. See, so it did take then. So my stepdaughter who lives with us is 15 years old. I keep trying to get her into sewing. She's like, eh. You know I want to see pictures now. Okay, fantastic. Are you guys going to TwitchCon at all? Alright, borders, left and right. I've got the one. There's no point in wasting scrap fabric. I will just flip this baby over and start sewing on the other side. Oh yeah, see again, I'm lucky. This is what I do for a living. Although, I think I'm a glutton for punishment because I leave a week from Saturday and I'll be gone from my house for 6 weeks. That was my scrap bag. Or oh, where'd it go? There it is. That's my trash little thing. My little thing of trash. Stay. So I'll be gone from my house for like 6 whole weeks. I've got New York Comic Con, and then TwitchCon, and then Houston Quilt Market, and then Play Fair, which is the toy fair in New York City. Yeah, go like boom, 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 boom. My husband's like, "Are you trying to kill yourself?" I'm like, "I'm trying to make money." So lots of sewing. That doesn't even count. This Saturday is my local Comic Con here. Oh, pictures! Oh, that's cool. That bag is pretty darn amazing. Nice job. That is awesome. It's funny, whenever I tell people what I do for a living, like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" You know, whenever you meet new people. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a professional video game comic book quilter." Yeah, and you say before you started buying booze, like those Manhattans, yeah. There was a lot of booze consumed. And that's like the same thing with me. It's like I use my my business credit card as Southwest. So flying to TwitchCon and flying to Houston Quilt Market is all free. So I have plenty of points. So when doing borders, when adding borders, there are 2 ways to do it. The first way is the cheater way, which is what I did, where you just lay down the fabric, pin it on, and sew it. The way that you're supposed to do it to make sure that your quilt is even and framed is to measure each side, take the average, and then that's how long you cut your strip. Yeah, exactly. 4-digit bar tabs. Yeah, I can believe that. Well, especially because you're so generous too. You're like, "Hey, you want a drink? Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink?" That was a lot of fun too. I am so super happy that Imperial Girl invited me and told me about it. Oh, did you ever pick up Sebastian's card from the table so you can write it off? Nice. Yes, a full bar would be nice instead of just the moonshine. Next year, now I know what to expect. I may drink more at the meetup. I just didn't know what to expect for sales for Dragon Con for the vendor room. I think next year I'm going to get moved down to the 2nd floor. I was talking to the organizers. Nice. Nice. Okay, well good. Then you can save Sebastian for next year, because he'll be there next year. I'll make sure that he brings his business cards to the meetup. And then that way, you can write it off. I don't have anything booked yet. I will probably... I don't know if I want to stay at one of the hotel rooms there because I think I want to go cheap. Because my costs this year, because it was last minute, so I didn't get a place until I didn't get a table until the week before. My costs were over $4,000. So I think I'm going to try to lower those costs. Especially if I can find a place within Uber distance, but close enough to drive in and maybe leave the trailer there. Because I've got a F-150 and I haul a trailer with all my stuff in it. So that was one of the costs, $500 for parking. So I want to alleviate that this year and make sure that I stay just a little farther out. Hey, stop barking. She's eating. Oh, that's not bad. I'll have to call them and see if they have parking and availability for my trailer. So then, yeah, I'll take a look at that place. Yeah, I took it a little easy this year just because it was my very first year at Dragon Con. No clue what to expect. People tried to warn me. Hey. You. Come here. Come here. Come on. There you go. Yeah, but that may not take my trailer though. See if it is valet in a parking garage. Because I'm talking like a large trailer that hooks onto the back of my truck. It is expensive. Oh, it's a park. Oh, if it's a lot, then yeah, okay. I'll definitely take a look at that. Thank you. Yeah, Dragon Con is one of those cons where people save their money the entire year for it. Like in the last day, I had an hour before close, I had a guy come up saying, all right, I want this pillow and this pillow and this pillow, this pillow. He got like 8 pillows. I'm like, okay. It really is worth it. So USA Chan, if you can save money up to go, oh, it's so much fun. Like, I had an amazing time. And so Gen Con and MagFest have always been my 2 favorite conventions that I do. I think Dragon Con is getting up there. All right. Last sewing. Yay. Oh, I didn't want to have him get down. All right, good. I'll trap him over here. He can't get around to go bark at the cat. Apparently I scared him holding this. Stay. Marley. Do not go near the cat. She does not want to play with you. Oh, and Mr. McFeely, I have a little. I don't know if you saw the little things that pop up for Welcome to Quiltony. If you have Streamlabs enabled, you're earning quilt coins. So if you see a little chest that pops up, click on it, you get 5 extra coins. Oh, it is, it's through Streamlabs. Those are my commands. It's through Streamlabs. So in order to see how many coins you have, to see all that stuff, you enable it in the bottom right hand corner. You click on the puzzle piece, make sure it's enabled, and then the little green guy with white goggles pops up. If you click on him, you can play games. You can see how many coins you have. And then you can redeem coins. All right, that one's done. And the other one is done, right? Yep. Huh. Because they don't have a room for you? Yeah. Yeah, especially if you have as many points and you stay with them as much as you do. Yeah, they need to find you a room. Most of the time at cons, I stay at Airbnbs. That way I have a full kitchen and I don't have to pay for food. I can just buy some groceries. Saves me some money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you. Alright, I am done. Look at that. And I still have time. Oh, I'm so happy. Alright, let's do this. I will show you finished quilts. I will then finish ironing borders for the Japanese wood spirits. I will show you quilts. And then I will start getting all the backings together and show you all of the amazing panel quilts and things that I'm going to be pinning today. The lazy way of doing borders, this is all you do. You just trim the edges. And in my patterns, I have the lazy way. It's also the easy way. But whenever you measure both sides and then you cut the strip, the average of the two, what that does is it frames the quilt, it pulls it together, stretches it out, and makes sure that your top and bottom are the exact same, and your left and right are the exact same. All right, so there he is. Come here, with borders. See, the border makes it look a lot nicer, and it frames it together. He is done. Okay, let me get my solid black fabric for backings. So I've got one of these. Whenever you cut backings, you want to measure. I don't need that anymore. So in this case, this is about 40 inches wide. Even if the instructions say the finished size is this, depending how you did your seams, it could be bigger, could be smaller. So always remeasure. $40 by $49. Okay, so it's 40 inches by 49 inches. Like the embassy free IK. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've stayed at the embassy for smaller cons because you're right, it is only certain times. So the big cons, they tend to take that away. But no, I do that. Okay, so this is 40 by 49. So this is a Moda Bella Solid, which I love. So it is 42 inches wide. So I said it was 40, so I want to do the width, the same width as my quilt. And I said it was 49 inches long. So let me take it up to 25. So when it's add some extra inches all the way around. Okay. So there's 50, so there's 1 extra inch. I went a minimum of 4 extra inches. Where is my long? Yes, this is Moda fabric. So this is the Bella line. So if you go onto Moda's and you look at Bella, this Bella solids, that's what this is. So 1, 2, 3. So that gives me 4 extra inches. So it gives me 2 inches at the top and 2 extra inches at the bottom. And it is Moda, M-O-D-A. And this line is Bella, B-E-L-L-A. Okay, so there's that one. So that is ready to pin. Although, I forgot I still have to iron these. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, so they may do it during cons and just give you the wristband so they know who gets the food and who doesn't. That's a good idea. Alright, I'm done with here. I can start stacking what I'm going to pin today there. I really wish my phone internet would work at the family center where I do all my pinning, because it's really spotty service and it's really yucky. So sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works just a little bit. Alright, here is finished Japanese wood spirits. Yay, so cute. His eyes stare into your soul. Don't you like the staring into your soul? His eyes are like... Alright, this is 49 inches. By 40 inches. Exactly the same as the god of mischief. Isn't he stinking cute? Okay. So I need to do the exact same thing I just did. So 25, 50. So 25 to the 50. And then 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Now I have a second Japanese wood spirit. So I'm going to cut the exact same. Because remember I made 2 of those. And I would have made 2 God of Mischiefs. But I started running out of time. So I'll make the other one later in the week. Let's see if I have enough fabric. 25. Or if I have to go to a new bolt. Oh, hey. Look at all this extra fabric. I do. I have enough. Fantastic. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's give it an extra one just in case. Because this is all the extra fabric I have, and this is going into scraps. Alright, now for the panel quilts. Alright, so here's my problem. Last week I did a pinning day. And I pinned some quilts, some panel quilts. But I think I had a brain fart because I totally did not cut my stuff the way correctly. So a lot of these backings are cut wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the panel quilt out, show it to you, and I'm going to see if there's one already cut that's the size that I need. If not, then I'll cut something else. In fact, let me grab that bolt. Ugh. New bolt. You can always, okay, so trick. Ready? Fabric trick for whenever you go to the fabric store. If it has a fold right here, and I will actually show you in the camera. So, if it has a fold, so in this case, this fold is all the way back here. Oh, you can't really see that. I'll show you one here. Okay. If it's folded, so this right here is actually folded over, so whenever I lay it out, I can actually pick up this fabric right here. If it's folded over like that, whether it's a small fold, a big fold, whatever, the fold tells you it's a brand new bolt. And nobody has taken anything off of there. So what I used to do is, before I bought directly from the manufacturers, when I'd go into the stores, if I found a character print that I liked, and it had the fold here, I looked at the little thing, the little cardboard thing. This says it is 20 yards. So I would go up and I would say, you don't have to measure this. It's 20 yards. It's okay if it's short. Just don't take the time. Just put 20 yards on there. Because the fold tells you that's it. Another trick, count the rings. So each 2 rings is around 1 yard. So this should have 40 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So like I said, it's not exact, it's about a rough. So I've got 20 yards on here. So 2 tricks for fabric. First up, this is the quilt that Stan Lee bought. I need to make a lot more of them. Because I can see in New York Comic Con, people are like, oh, Stan Lee has that one? I want that one too. Isn't that cool? So if you look at the picture on my Facebook page of Stan Lee, it's this one that's wrapped around him. Alright, so most panel quilts are 36 inches, yep, wide. 36 by 42, I believe. 36 by, yep, 42. So I want to cut it 46 inches long because I'm going to use the width as the width that I need. And 42 plus an extra 4 inches would be 46. There we go. See, here's another one. And a third one. I told you, I'm making a whole bunch of them. Okay, let's do this one first. So I said I needed it cut 49 inches. Okay, this one is only 40 inches. That is not long enough. So I have got a small panel here. I believe this will be definitely okay, this is okay, that's only going to be 40 inches long. You know what? I'm going to use it for here. So here's a trick that I've done with panel quilts. Oh, let me show you this one too. Isn't this cute? So stinking cute. So the trick that I've done is I'm actually going to trim the fabric close to here. And that's going to cut off some of that so that I can use this shorter piece of fabric for it. Because you want to make sure whenever you pin, you have extra fabric and batting all around it. And I don't want to cut right along the line because after I quilt it, I want to make sure that I trim it along that line now before I bind it. Okay, so this one will now work for this. Yeah, seriously, I don't know what I was thinking the other day, and I realized it as I was pinning quilts. I'm like, how is my math that bad? Like, seriously. All right, let's check this one. All right, we want to cut 49 inches. Okay, this one is 40 inches. See, I cut them way too small. So, let's see this one. This one is stinking cool. So, brand new fabric by Robert Kaufman. It is generation 1, and I don't know about generation 2. Look at all those Pokemon. How cool is that? With no repeats in there. This is going to be a perfect panel quilt. I love it so much. It is so amazing. Okay, so let's see if this will fit it. Nope, that's 50 inches. So it's not going to fit it either way. So this is just wasted fabric that I've got to set aside. Let me check this one. I know, isn't that awesome? Seriously, it's just released to the public. Like, quilt stores should start carrying it now. It is so awesome. All right, this one, yep, another 40 inches, so this is wrong. I will set these aside and use them for smaller projects. So like a Triforce. There we go. This one's cut correctly. This one's at 45. So what did I say? This one was 42, I think. $44. It's kind of close. How much is this one? Here's the other Pokemon that I'm almost out of. This was last year's Robert Kaufman. Isn't that cool? Oh, that's even longer. That's 46. Okay. Alright, so I cannot use this one because I said it was... It was 44 inches long. Yeah, that's 42. Nope. That's another one I cut wrong. Oh, what a lovely waste of fabric. Okay, so it needs to be 48 inches long preferably because it's 44 long. Nope, that's another 40. Like, I seriously, I really cut all this stuff wrong. And that's definitely wrong. That's only 28. Oh, this one has promise. Okay, this one is 52 inches. Fantastic. I think I cut that one for this. Because that's at 48, 49. No, that's at 50. Okay, let me check the other one. I have a second one that is 45. Yep, 45. Okay, so that'll fit this one. This one also has promise. This one is nice. 54, a little over 54. So I think I'd cut that one for this or for the other Pokemon. Yeah, because that's 50. Perfect. Okay, this one is 46. That's 44. No, this is 50. No. Yeah, because that's 46. You know what? I'm going to use it. At least it's not too short. It'll be fine. I'll make it work. Nope, that's a 40. All right. Look at all this fabric that I cut wrong. So, I'm going to put you right in here just for now to get you out of the way, and I'll be able to see where you are. So, I need to recut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quilts. And these are all the same. They're all 44 inches. Yep. So I need to cut 46 inches. All right. Let's go that way. And see how far we go through my 20-yard bolt. No, I said I'm going to cut 48 inches because they're 44. I'm going to add 2 inches on either side. That's 48. Okay, so 24. cutting it at the 24, because 24 plus 24 is 48. Okay, 24 and 24. These are the Avengers ones I've already showed you, the one that Stan Lee bought. Whenever I get to a new one, I'll show you the panel. Oh, I also wanted to flip this. No longer am I doing him, so I'm going to do that. So that, what I just put up now, is a slideshow with some of my finished quilts that I've done. Alright, let me cut it first. Now, I don't have to worry about measuring any of these because these are all pre-printed panels from fabric designers and manufacturers. So they are all the same size. They're all 36 by 44, which is also the size of a crib. Okay, 24. Alright, this one is an awesome Nightmare Before Christmas panel that I absolutely love. It is out of print. Isn't that cool? It is out of print. That means they are not making this anymore. They have a new design that they are now making. So, if you want this, if you see it in a store, you better buy it because when it's gone, it's gone. They cannot get any more. I have plenty. It'll last me at least a year. I bought a couple bolts. The really good stuff, I buy a lot of. Same thing. Okay, 24. 24. Now, as you saw with that, maybe, I don't know if you caught it or not, my ruler shifted, so it's not a straight cut. Doesn't matter, this is backing. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not, as long as it's big enough to where the batting and the quilt is going to cover it. Okay, this one is my Doctor Who panel. Isn't that neat? Now, I kind of wish that they did something else for Doctor Who, not necessarily put Missy on there. But that's okay. I am so looking forward to what they come up with the new Doctor for fabrics and things. I think that'll be super cool. Okay, 24, 48. Alright, I did pull the fabric a little bit, so I'm going to make sure that I didn't... No, okay. Just making sure it's still 48. And last regular panel before I cut the one for the Pokemon is my Gardens of the Galaxy. Now this fabric is 2 years old and it is out of print. And it's got the Gardens of the Galaxy comic style stuff. Isn't that cool? So this is the same thing. So if you like this, if you see it anywhere and you want it, you better buy it now because they cannot get any more of it. How much of this do I have? Yeah, I've got enough. I've got enough for at least a year. Alright, and this one, I forgot how long this one is. So this is something that I cut up. It's not necessarily meant for a panel quilt. So because of that, it is different length. So it's 47 inches. So I'm going to do 51. Hey, Doug! What do you mean, what a morning? What, did you get a lot done? And I forgot it already. Doug distracted me. Man. 46, 47. Okay, so I'm 51. I knew the number was 51, but I couldn't remember if that's what I needed to cut or if that's how long it was. Oh, that sucks. 3 major malfunctions. Yep. You must have had a nice busy morning. So 51. So I'm gonna move it up to 25. Alright, I'll see you later. In fact, I'm probably going to stop streaming soon, so you're not going to miss much. Here we go. Awesome. Alright. I am done for panel quilts. Woo! Alright, I'm going to go put these in my basket that I'm taking to go pin. Oops, I'm sorry, Marley. I didn't realize you were there. You good boy. I didn't mean to scare you, baby. I didn't even see the cat was up there until I just dropped that in and scared them both. so let me fold this up, put this away. All right, I've got that put away. What time is it? I got some time. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to show you, this is what I've been working on for the past couple of weeks with my hand sewing for my English paper piecing. So I was just doing a simple English paper piecing flower onto the black backing. So that's actually going to be turned into a pillow. And I am teaching this class at the family center that I'm going to go pin at. So because they give me the space to pin, I give them free classes in return. So this is what I'm going to teach next, is how to sew by hand through English paper piecing, and then how to turn it into a pillow. Alright, I'm looking for my dice bag stack of fabric. Oh, there it is. Couldn't remember where I put it. Oh, dice bags! These all need to be dice bags by Saturday. Alright. These have already been cut. They're ready to go. These need to be cut. So dice bags are something I only do at conventions. You cannot buy them online. You cannot get them anywhere else. You can only get them from me at a convention. And the reason is because they're an afterthought. They are, I only do them. Oh, you know what? I think I already ironed these all. Yeah, I did. Yep, I did. I only do them with the extra fabrics from the pillowcases. So if I have extra pillowcase fabric, that's what I then make into dice bags. Yes, yeah, so the class, the throw pillow class, I'm actually going to bring my scrap bin and let people go through the scrap bin to pick their colors of what they want to do for the class. That's exactly what we're doing. Or if they have scraps at home, if they have fabric that they want to bring and use, they're welcome to do that as well. Yeah, but except for the solids that we sew them to, it is a very basic class. And in fact, I may do the applique on that, because it needs to be sewn down through applique. I may do that sewing on the stream after I finish quilting everything. Because I don't use this machine for applique, I use my big, nice machine for applique. Because I like the stitches better. See, I'm thinking if I'm able to finish all of the quilting and binding that I need to do by Friday, I may be working on dice bags while Megan is here. My guest of my stream. So when I redo my schedule, either tonight or tomorrow, and I post it up, I'll have all of her information on there as well. And what time we're going to stream. We're actually going to do a 12 to 3 stream on Friday. Hi, Marley. Today must be Talk Like a Pirate Day because I keep getting all of these notifications of free pirate things. I am excited for Pirate Weekend next weekend at Runfest. Now these extras here, these are not going in the scrap bin. This is trash. Alright. Hi, honey. I had a discussion with my husband last night about how he likes to pop in lately and just use my sewing machine that my subs get. Well, no, because then I'd have to pay for shipping. No, and all these are, seriously, all it is, it's nothing on there. It's just a salvage. So it's not, and then, like, a little tiny little thing like this, you can't do anything with this. So, trust me, it's not like in here where, like, salvage, like pieces like this, you can do something with. Something like this, you can do something with. So, all this stuff you can't do anything with, I pitch it. Although I do know someone that made a salvage dress. It was actually pretty cool. Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. The trash thing, it's not like this piece right here. No, those are all little teensy tiny things you can't turn into anything. And then if, now, the giveaway that I do for 5 new followers, if I get 5 new followers in a stream, then I do a giveaway for a pound of my scraps. And I will ship those anywhere. So I'll ship them to you even though you're over on the other side of the world. So that's not a problem. So I'm going to call that a stream today because I have to be at the family center in 1 hour to do my pinning. And I still have to eat lunch, get coffee, go to Walmart, do all the things I have to do. So, yeah, so I'm going to call it. Let's see, do I have anyone? Oh, hey! Nerd and Needle is streaming. Let me see what she's streaming. It says she's streaming IRL. Oh, it's because she's cleaning her house. Nice. Okay, so we only have... Oh, next stream is tomorrow. It is tomorrow evening, so you're going to be sleeping. Yeah, so if you scroll down, you can see my schedule. I'm going to put a new schedule up either tonight or tomorrow. The next daytime stream won't be until Sunday. Yeah, the next daytime stream is probably not going to be till Sunday. But I'll make sure I get the times up. I will make sure that I do at least one early morning stream and a couple of daytime streams. That way, even though you're over on the other side of the world, you can still catch me and you can still watch and you're not sleeping. Okay, well, if you want to watch me do actual quilting, tomorrow night, it's from 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 5.5 hours from now, it would be 5 p.m. on my time until whenever I get tired. So tomorrow night's going to be the quilting, so I'll do actual quilting stream. So I'll do actual quilting stuff. And then Thursday, same thing, I'll be quilting and binding. So if you want to watch me do my free motion quilting, pop in tomorrow, or you can always go back and rewatch the videos after I do them. I know I have a couple of European people that do that. They just watch them the next day during their time. Alright, so, ooh, I think we have enough people for a raid. Do you guys want to do a raid? Do you want to go raid Nerd and Needle? Because she's a friend of mine. And she's a sewer. She's the one that popped in earlier today. What do you think? You guys want to go raid? I'm waiting to see if there's any. If there's no yeses, I'm not gonna raid. I'm just gonna host her. All right, there's one. I need a second one just to make, because I don't want just the two of us going in saying we're raiding. Anyone else joining us? Oh yeah, I'll show you what to do. I'll teach you what to do. It's a lot of fun. I think everyone else may be AFK. Well, I may just have to host her then. Okay, USA Chan's in. Alright, so there's at least 2 people doing it. Alright, so here's what happens to the raid. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say I love you guys, which I do. And I will, hey Iron Bandsgram, I'm actually just finishing my stream and I was going to go raid Nerd and Needle if you want to come do a raid with us. Because I'm doing pinning this afternoon. So, I know, hi, bye, right? So, this is how a raid works. I'm going to say goodbye, I love you guys, I'm going to log off, and then immediately I'm going to host her stream. And I'm going to click in her... I'm going to click in her channel. So then that way you have her channel, so you can just go right on over there. And this is what you are going to do. You're going to copy that. So just take that, highlight that, copy it, and then after I host and I put in her channel, you'll click over to her channel. Make sure you're in her channel, not just in my channel still. Go over to her channel and copy that a couple of times in her channel. So, because we're going to raid her, and then feel free to stay and watch her and love her and follow her because she's amazing. I love her. Okay, so everyone's got it, right? You're going to copy that. We're going to go over. We're going to raid. So, I love you guys. Here's the direct link. Whoops. No, that's a spreadsheet. I don't want to give you my spreadsheet again. I want to give the... Oh, I didn't copy it. Copy. I'm going to give you the direct link for her site. There you go. So after I host her, click on that and then paste the raid in there. And we'll see if she's got a defend up. So... Goodbye, guys. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow night with some free motion quilting for all the stuff I'm going to be pinning today. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you very, very much for joining me.